Hello, I'm James Green of Uber Solar, and I'm pleased to be able to talk to you today about UberTrack, which is a disruptive leap forward in solar heating control and analysis. It took us about 6 years of development in various different prototypes, and no doubt as we go forward, we will continue to tweak the performance. But the background to the development of this new controller is that the specifications and the data and the performance information relating to solar water heaters for the consumer has always been lacking. It is extremely difficult to find out what a solar water heater actually does. And unfortunately, the SANS, or the SANS, which is what we test solar water heaters to, is basically unintelligible. And we have the SANS 1307 and the SANS 6211 performance test. And it's fine for people who are in the industry, maybe, but we're talking about Q factors and megajoules and a whole number of things along those lines. And it's very, very complicated. And there's absolutely no reason why people in the industry should expect you to understand. So every other electrical and solar appliance gives their power output in watts and in kilowatts, but not solar water heaters. Extraordinary. And most solar water heating controllers don't give you much information other than the temperature of the water in the middle of the geyser, which is really not telling you very much either. So we decided that we had to come up with a solution, and it was to control the solar system, but also to provide the consumer with the information. So we're introducing UberTrack, which we have on a number of systems, and at its simplest, it's designed to give you total control online through a cell phone, pad, or PC. And it's very easy to access through the app where we give you the application. And it is also designed to give you as much in-depth analysis as you may want. So here is a picture of the dashboard, and not surprisingly, the most important piece of information for most people is what the temperature of the water in the geyser is. And we have 3 thermistors in the unit, and in this example, it shows 53.5 degrees Celsius, which is quite warm. But what does that mean? And what it really means is that if you've got 150 litres at 53.5, it gives you 233 litres of washing temperature water at 42 Celsius, which is basically just the same temperature or marginally hotter than most showering temperatures. And at 15 minutes per shower, 15 litres per minute per shower, it was going to give you around 14 minutes of showering. But we also show you, which may be of academic interest really, the amount of hot water that you've used in the last 24 hours. We show you the air temperature currently, which is relevant, and we also show you the cold water temperature, which fluctuates considerably throughout the year from as cold as 6 degrees to as warm as about 21 or 22. But where it's really useful is if you're looking and saying, okay, well, we know that the water's hot, but let's see what it's been doing. So it shows the amount of electrical backup that you have used to guarantee that you have hot water, in this case 95. It shows the amount of solar that has gone in terms of kilowatt hours. It shows the amount of electricity that has been used both in solar and in mains. And then a slightly surprising figure for a lot of people is the amount of electricity that is lost in temperature. In other words, just like a cup of coffee cooling down because of the air, your geyser will lose heat. And we calculate that in kilowatt hours. We then have a rolling 365-day electricity used, and we have a rolling financial 365 Rand saving by the solar, which in this example is just over 2,000 Rand on a 150 litre system. And of course, the system on the dashboard also has electrical backup, override functions, and holiday mode. A little bit further into the app, we actually come up with the graphs of the performance, and that can be done on a multiple time frame analysis. This is showing about a day and a half, but you can take it down to as little as 10 minutes. It includes data from the solar radiation. So in this example, when my mouth is, you can see the yellow, that's solar radiation. It has the cold water temperatures in blue, the ambient air temperatures, the solar manifold temperatures, which are very relevant for the delta T calculations, and the geyser temperature, which is the one which is where we have 3 readings. And the electrical backup is extremely flexible. You can have as many times as you want electrical backup to kick in each day. You can have different temperatures each day if you require, and you can have different temperatures, let's say, at the week to the weekend. So it's extremely flexible, and this all can be set up online, and you can change it very, very quickly and very easily. So UberTrack other benefits. We can download detailed reports for detailed analysis, which is very useful for people who are actually interested in analyzing things such as their electricity consumption, hot water, etc. The UberTrack system also, because it's connected through the Wi-Fi, means that we actually run various programs and we can see if there's a failure on your system. So as an example, though, we had a pump which was cavitating in air the other day. We rang the customer. We found out that actually what had happened was that they had a cold water mains failure, and therefore there was no water going through the system. And we are constantly refining the system, and we're looking at new things. And we will be announcing some very exciting new developments later in the year relating to solar as a result of the UberTrack. So the UberTrack, most importantly, saves you money. It does things like helps eliminate heat loss by optimizing the electrical backup times. It can do things like identify reverse siphoning, which is slightly technical, which I won't go in here, but it's one of those areas where you can lose heat and lose money. And conservatively, we reckon that it will pay for itself in 24 months or less. So there is nothing out there in the marketplace which compares with us. There are a lot of systems which give you just the temperature, but they're not very well made in our opinion. We provide all the data and all the information, and it also enables us to prove that UberSolar outperforms in every category and every size. So it's end-to-end performance is our game. Initially, we give you all the information and expected performance for the recommended unit, which most people don't. Here is an example here where we're saying, okay, the estimated output is 15.84. The estimated payback is 19 months. It's suitable for 6 to 7 people. The amount of hot water at the tap, 570 liters. The efficiency and replacement of electricity, 100%. The return on investment, the estimated savings, the collector size. So we're giving you, the consumer, the projected performance information, and then we give you the tools and the control to optimize the performance, and you can see it yourself. So the next steps are for you to potentially get in touch with us and to call us, chat to us, visit the website, look at a number of the other educational videos. And I would like to say thank you very much for listening. I hope you've enjoyed this. When we install our larger systems, they will all have the UberTrack systems on. And we hope you find that interesting and potentially exciting if you decided to go solar. So with that, thank you very much and goodbye.